Hello, Leos. It is AD with kayxztarot, and I'm going to be doing your end of January reading. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your continued support. While you're here, please don't forget to check out the description box below so you can see how to book a personal reading with me. Also, the crystals and cards that I use. And then if you're interested on following me on Instagram or SoundCloud, all that information is also there. Okay, guys? Please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and share. Okay? So without any further ado, Leos, let's get into your reading for the end of January 2019. All right? Uno. Whew. Alright, so we have the Four of Pentacles, okay? So basically, this is an energy of keeping to yourself, alright? Or keeping things to yourself. Particular material, so this can deal with money, finances, or just resources with the Pentacles being here. But this could also have to deal with emotions. But somebody is closed off and somebody is keeping something to themselves. This could be your energy, Leos, or somebody that you're dealing with, alright? And the thing about the Four of Pentacles, this is somebody who could have possibly stepped out of their comfort zone. And they feel like, they ventured too far from home. All they had is their handkerchief, with the Fool. And now he's just kind of like, well, I'm completely over my head. I had to keep everything, close to me. The only thing about that logic, right, is look at how full he is because he's so busy holding on to what he already has. How can you even begin to accept anything new? So that is a warning with the Four of Pentacles, okay? So, Leo, if this is your energy, you are going to want to work to open up, all right? If you're trying to receive something new. It's like one of those things if you do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten, right? So it's just like if you're trying to switch it up and flip the script and change the scene, somebody's going to have to open up, right? And if you're dealing with somebody who's in a Four of Pentacles with their emotions, with their resources or finances, how frustrating is that, all right? So for some of you guys, you could be very frustrated by that type of energy that you're dealing with. And all you can do is be patient or, look elsewhere. Or, the Queen of Swords just tried to pop out. So you can also cut that movement off. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. Alright. See what's going on with our Leos. Alright, so we have the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So this is action and communication. But look what's following is the Nine of Wands. So for some of you guys, you're really defensive towards this action. You don't want to take it, or you don't want it to be taken upon you. But it seems like, there's just going to be movement happening, okay? You could actually be physically traveling for some of you guys. But for other of you, there's just action happening. So I do not see this being a slow end of the month for you guys. I see you guys hitting February, kind of quick. Alright, so we have the Five of Swords popping up in the, as the heart of the reading. Alright, the Two of Swords as the foundation. The Five of Cups as the present moment. Alright, the Magician, okay, boom, as the most likely outcome, and then the Six of Cups being your card of advice. So, yes, Leo, yes, you're going through it. Yes, you're dealing with some assholes. Yes, you have every right to be upset. But, Leo, you're in control of the situation, alright? You can manifest what you want out of the situation. Do not cry over the spilled milk that we have here with the Five of Cups. There's no use in crying over spilled milk and being negative. Your card of advice is the Six of Cups, and it's asking you to remain positive. Remember that nostalgia that you had. But I understand that you are certainly going through some really unstable times, okay, with this Five of Swords being the heart of this reading. So this could have to do with miscommunications, alright? You're dealing with somebody who just feels like they have to be right. You also could be this person too. Aries had a very similar reading, okay? So fire energy, I do see you being very combative for the end of this month, alright? But the thing about this Five of Swords is, which one are you? Are you somebody who's walking away, right? Are you this person who's walking away from the situation because you were dealing with somebody who's just a jerk about it? All right. who just had to be right, did not want to listen, could not listen to reason, and it was just so unpleasant to continue to try to build with them, and they were just being, you know, they were just kind of being like this roadblock. All right, and this could be relationship, this could be with work. Okay, so are you somebody who turned or walked away, or have you been this person that's been very difficult and just like, if you're not with me, then you're against me, get the fuck out of here, and don't let the door hit you on the way out, you know? And now you're looking back like, damn, those, you know, I really shouldn't have done that. I really bit off more than I can chew. So there's a couple of storylines that can happen here, but the biggest thing is going to be pride and ego. Look, I have my little lion necklace on here, okay? It's my spirit animal. But like, pride, ego, that is a theme. Are you the one who's holding on to your pride, all right, and your ego? So much so to the point where you're not allowing anything new to come in, or are you dealing with somebody who's holding on to their pride and their ego? And in that case, right, what do you do? What do you do when you're not in control of a situation, okay? What do you do, Leo? I can suggest that you keep it fucking pushing and trucking along, alright? Especially with this magician energy. Focus on your new cycle. Focus on your new start. Look at the situation that you're in. Be like, what can I get out of this that is going to propel me to that next phase of my life? Alright? And that is what I'm going to take out of it. I'm not going to waste. I just heard secrete. I'm not going to secrete extra energy for people who are not going to give a fuck about me in the past. You understand what I'm saying? Who aren't going to be able to give it back, right? If you choose to be hard and stubborn to deal with, that's fine. I got to do me over here because I plan on being successful, all right? So this is going to be a little bit of kind of it's going to end kind of, it's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth. I do see it getting better with these two cards here, with, you know, it goes into that yellow, which I'm always like, I love to see yellow in readings. It's a very positive color. So when you see the yellow towards the end of the spread, it's going to get better. It's just like right now you're really sad. You're full of regret about it. You think, oh man, should I have done this right? And I feel like a lot of you guys are taking a lot of the pressure in on yourself instead of looking at the bigger picture. You're just you're just taking all the brunt, which is, don't do that. You know, that is kind of self-centered in a way too. It's just like, the world does not live and die by your accord. Backwards or forward, negative or positive. There's no way that everything can just be your fault. That's a very limited way of looking at things. And there's no way that you cannot be a fault at all. Alright? There is always a balance in the middle ground. So look back on the situation, right? With the Six of Cups, you can look back on the situation and be like, how can I move forward, you know, in this new cycle now that I've learned these lessons, alright? There's no point in just sticking to being sad and disappointed about it, Leo. You know, there's way too much going on, alright? So it seems like you're in a state of not wanting to make a decision. Perhaps you were immobile. Perhaps you didn't want to get out of this comfort zone that you were in because you didn't want to ruffle feathers. But it seems like now, you know, just ruffle the feathers and keep it moving. What difference does it make to you, you know? If that is your reading, okay? So let's see what we have going on for our Oracle cards from the Moonology deck. For Leo for the end of January 2019, please. Alright, so we have meditate and contemplate. Alright? So there's asking you to me, I hear intention. Alright? Especially with all this Eight of Wands energy. Okay, what is your intention? Alright? With this magician energy too, with all this power that you have. So think about your intention, but also don't get too hot-headed into the situation, into this instability and conflict with this Five of Swords. Take a deep breath. Take a breath. Count to 10, like Drake says. Sometimes I gotta take a deep breath when I catch an attitude. That's basically all you can do. You know, it's just like, woosah, you know, kind of through this. Because there's just gonna be friction. There's really nothing that you can do. So we have, don't let the past hold you back, alright? And look at all this blue energy, okay? So this is a healing energy. This is not time to take fault, and it's not time to press fault onto somebody else. This is just one of those situations where it is what it is, okay? There's no need to get so heartbroken and invested into it, alright? And so we have work through your fears here, alright? And it could be fear of being vulnerable, but being vulnerable, you know, showing people that, like, you know, the lion is a little scared right now. The lion needs help. or just being like, you don't have to, quote, win this one. Like, this isn't a territory war. This is something that you can let go, all right? You don't have to have the fear. I feel like it's a fear of, like, how you're going to be perceived, all right, versus, like, an internal fear. Excuse me. And then we have a personal issue reaches a resolution. So it's ending. It's ending, okay? The best thing that you can do is just remain positive, remain calm, and just kind of let this run its course. There's not going to be a victor, okay, out of this situation. I do just see disappointment. I don't think that you have to look at this as like, she won, or I was wrong, or they were right. I don't think that you should look at it that way. I think you should just look at this as like a how better to communicate lesson from the universe, okay? Ooh. So we have compassion just fly out. I'm going to take it because that's what I'm saying. Like, how can you be compassionate towards something that where it's literally just a draw? Okay. So we had communion too come out. And this was also a part of the Aries reading, which I said is really similar to this reading, actually. None of the same cards, but really similar, you know, really similar theme. And communion's like breaking bread, coming to peace, coming to terms with somebody, you know, offering that olive branch, all right? And, you know, because it feeds you, it feeds your soul, right? When you're sharing with others. And so that's what I'm saying. There's just a breaking bread moment. Perhaps you're going at it with an Aries. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's a need for kindness in this situation, because I just don't see a winner. I just see everybody going home sad. Alright, take this. Okay. Look, so we have forgiveness. Alright, forgiveness. So there's a need for forgiveness. It could be forgiving yourself. That's always a possibility here. Especially if, you know, you let your tongue get the best of you, or you were really acting kind of selfish and you turn people off and you feel bad, you know, that is also fine too. So there's a forgiveness. It could be for you, your energy, or it could be for the person that you're dealing with, all right? So just remember to be open and honest, Leo. Try to remain here, and we have Earth Force, and so that's the last one. And so it's just try to remain as grounded as you possibly can. Don't get lost into your emotions. Do not get lost into your ego. Do not get lost into your pride, because it's just going to push this. It's just going to make this cycle last longer than it needs to. This is something that should really be over, just because there's nothing that can be done about it, you know, other than call a truce and just keep it moving. But if you continue to like swim in it, then, you know, that does good for no one. So just be mindful of that when this conflict appears. All right, Leo. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope that this resonated. Please let me know if it did in the comment section below. Again, don't forget to check out the description box for booking a personal reading with me. Also my Instagram and just any general information. And drop that like, guys. I super appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, Leos. Peace.